It is October 17th, 2025, and it's approximately 9:01 a.m. on that eastern side. Now, y'all know we done flipped them poles, so it might be western, but I don't know. I'm Damika, and it's time for hashtag Lost Souls Tarot Cards, our portals to truth. Welcome, 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 welcome all. So if you're not familiar with the channel, baby, this is where I created my own handmade tarot cards, right? Do your research on tarot cards. And then I also, with that being said, I open up different portals so that we're able to travel to different dimensions and timeline and just a different reality, right? Pulling some truths out and calling on some spirits and energies that are not willing to, they're not willing to tell their truth out in this physical world, but when we call them in the spirit, when we call them in the energy, they somehow tell their truths through these portals, these cards, right? All right, so before we get into it, we typically, what we do over here is we ring that bell, we welcome in the spirits, but I would read you something from either my book, which I like to call my Bible. I would read you something from hashtag Reverse the Negative. That's me, that's Damika, that's my name, right? Bam! Can y'all see it? It's a little glare. What side is it? I don't know, but that's me too. All right, bet. So, but today I'm going to read you something because yesterday I didn't come on, I didn't do a transmission. I felt the need to be still, right? And instead of letting my mind wander and go on this deep journey of negative thoughts and why this and why that, I actually had the opportunity to sit in that stillness. And of course, y'all know me, I wrote a poem. I wrote a poem. I studied. The whole purpose of it was to try to be still without any distractions. But what do we call distractions, right? So within that still moment, I was able to rest. I actually went to sleep. Craziness. I was able to write a poem. I was able to study. I was able to create and broaden more projects, right? On the couch, by sitting still on the couch. All right, so let's get let's welcome in the energies and the spirits. Y'all already know I gotta open up this back door. Give me a second. All right, open up the back door. I got to go buy me some more incense now. Got to go get me some more incense. We running low. Low on the incense. All right, loves. So let's get into it. Before we welcome in the energies and the spirits, let me go ahead and read this poem to y'all. Right? You got your notebooks and your pens ready? You see me come on the screen. We taking some notes, right? Anywhere in your life, you're taking notes. You should have your little notebook, a big journal. I don't care, but anywhere you go in life, you should be writing things down if you're able to. Right? Okay, so this is called Be Still. And what I'm noticing about the poems that I'm writing now is I'm waiting until I'm done writing and then I name the title. I used to name it and then go off of what I named it, but now it's like, nah, let me see what's going on up in here. And then I name it. So this is called Be Still, created on October 16, 2025 at 2:24 p.m. on that eastern side. Well, well, well. What could these feelings be? Don't get me wrong. I'm intrigued and I'm fascinated on the notion of just being still, motionless, unmoving, but most importantly, quiet. Here we are fantasizing about laying still on the still surface of the ocean, reflecting the majestic starlight, not paying attention to the boys fight to expose the dark secrets and abuse of power by soups while laying still on the couch. On that same couch, we studied, we, meaning I, took notes and created projects while still being still. Back to that word we, you, I, us. We didn't go on this feeling of darkness and slothfulness. We laid still in the moment of finally recognizing what these still moments are for. Regrets never came in thought, neither did hopelessness or addiction. Facing shadows replaced all of them. And all it really took was to be still and quiet while my sacral room prepares for Ruby's arrival. And thankfully, she still visits every month faithfully, flowing through with her reminders to take sacred time connecting with the divine feminine. Explains the urges to be snappy or the feelings of being argumentative, yet still, they were urges that were met with a not so quiet mind. However, I enjoyed those thoughts of imaginations. Boy, we sure did go far. Can the mind ever truly be still? Not yet. Because I've just started imagining my abundant new reality, and that still ocean is still waiting for me. I love you. Yes. So that's called Be Still. Okay, that was called Be Still. The other poem that I wrote before that was called An Ode to Overthinking. So what I'm also starting to realize is when I'm coming up with these thoughts or these emotions or these feelings or these entities that want to pass in and out, fuck it, I'm gonna write it down. What's going on? What we got going on up in here? How can we get through this moment? How can we bring some type of balance as to what's going on? If it's an addiction, then come to me. Come talk to me. What's going on? What is making you feel this way? That you feel like you have to say that it's an addiction or have to treat it as an addiction, right? So I encourage you all to write down every single thing I'm trying to tell you in your life. Create your books, right? Create your notebooks. They'll all come back and they'll all make sense one day in this miraculous world. All right. So we got that on out the way. Let's go ahead and ring this bell. Let's ring this bell. Let's welcome in these energies and these spirits and these life forms so that they're able to come on through and tell their truths. No lies. Let's get it. All right. We would like to welcome any and all energy life forms that are willing to come through and tell your truth at this time. You know that when you come through here in this energy field, you are not allowed to come with any lies. We only need your truth. And we thank you for ultimately telling your truth. Right? Don't be afraid because you weren't afraid to do it out there. So come on through. Thank you, Ashe. Thank you to the spirits and the ancestors and the guides that are always protecting us, surrounding us, and just continuously showing us some love. Yes, the mysterious, majestic, unknown. What's going on, loves? Okay. So I was thinking of another poem idea. It's going to be called The Watchers. Because you know how we always being watched. But I wonder if the watchers know that they're being watched too. And whoever is watching the watchers, they're being watched and they're being watched and they're being watched. So, to you gang stalkers out there, hey. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into this tarot read. Everything has been pre-shuffled, but you already know how we about to get into it again. I'm seriously thinking on shortening down these community helpers. I got some important projects coming up. So these reads are I know time is fluid, right? Time is fluid, but it takes so much energy, right? With these spirits that come in and out during these reads, that I'm going to have to start shortening up these reads because I got some projects that I have to start working on because, you know, us as creators, we don't just create one thing and then stick to that one thing. Oh, no. But everything that we create somehow is connected to one another, like the Disney movies. Okay, beloveds. So let's get it going. Our community helpers, emotions, entities, and legal laws deck is getting smaller, which is amazing. That means we are clearing them out. And then we'll have a time to reshuffle. What's going on? Let me check this real quick. 9 times out of 10, this is probably my baby girl asking me something. Asking for a charger. Let's see. All right, here we go. Give me a second. Let me pause this. Let me throw this charger on upstairs. I know that. Look, walking up 3 flights of steps. Some of y'all could do it in less than a minute. Good for you. I'll be back. Hold on. Let me pause. I really tried to do it in less than a minute. Shout out to all y'all that is like, you know, healthy and athletic. I'm healthy too, but I'm trying to tell you, I need to practice on going up them steps. You understand? I can walk backwards up hills. I can go up and down hills, but them steps. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get to the bottom of the community, helpers, emotions, entities, and legal laws. All right, so we got some coordinates that's coming out, and we starting off hot. So we got coordinates 31.92 degrees north, 104.87 degrees west. They have over 226,134 victims, okay? So that is going to be based off of these coordinates here. This whole storyline, this whole read is going to be somebody's on death row or going to be on death row waiting to be executed. Ooh. All right, so the whole storyline is going to be based off of these beautiful coordinates right here. Okay? Okay, so death row is waiting to be, somebody's on death row waiting to be executed, or somebody's going to death row waiting to be executed. Has something to do with those coordinates there. Go ahead and do your own research on those coordinates, okay? Let me go ahead and grab us a stack, and then we're going to get started. All right, let's see how many we're going to do. I don't know. We're going to see how we feel on the read. Okay, so we got a Queen of Swords that came on out. Queen of Swords came on out after somebody's going to death row or somebody is on death row. Death row could be a symbolization, right, in the mind. It doesn't necessarily mean that someone is going into the physical jail or confinement, or you may be. Okay, you very well might be with all the corruption that's going on out here, and the manipulation that's going on out here, and everything that's being revealed. You very well could be going to death row, but the death row starts in your mind, right? So we got a Queen of Swords out here. There's clear boundaries, direct communication. This one is telling it like it is. Sharp wit. Don't beat around the bush. No chit chat or gossip is allowed, right? They value logic and facts. They're independent. They're not judgmental. Sounds like no nonsense thinker and graceful. I'll take that. I'll take that. All right. All right. What did that say? Always give thanks to the angels whom never folded. Okay. So always give thanks to the angels and the demons whom have never folded. Okay. We're always on your side. Let's see. Make sure it's not upside down. So that was 4. They promote human trafficking in commercials. Okay, this is portal number 5. They promote human trafficking in commercials, and they do. The movies, the commercials, okay? TV shows, okay? A lot of those car commercials, truck commercials, they're showing you exactly where they're hiding them. As above, so below. If you see that truck riding in the mountains, go below the mountains. You'll find your folk. All right, what's this about? We got through literature, artwork, paintings, music, TV, and politics. These mythological tales continue to captivate and educate many about the deep and rich heritage of each nation within. Okay, so that came right after they're promoting human trafficking in commercials. And it could be also through literature, artwork, paintings, music, TV, and politics. Okay? Okay. Let's go to the next pile of it. That was portal number 6. Okay. You take the top one. What did it say? The rat comes first in the cycle. The rat comes first in the cycle. Okay? So somebody out there telling. And they put themselves first. It ain't nothing wrong with telling as long as it's the truth. We always talking about stitches got, what is it called? Snitches get stitches. I be damned, you better not do nothing around me. I'm like, what? What? Make me an accessory to your lie. I wish though I would. I'm telling. You can ask any of my family members all you want. Tamika was the one that's going to tell on that ass. Their choice, our judgment. They made their choice. Now it's our judgment. Come on through with it. They made their choice. Now we're making the judgment calls. Come on now. Those supreme beings. Hi, I'm talking to you. Yeah. So that was portal number 8. Here comes portal number 9. What kind of creations are you all creating? Don't put it in the comment, because you got job jokers that like to come on here and steal people thoughts. They like to come on here and steal people ideas, and Funky Tail's going to claim it as they selves. Keep it to yourselves or write it in your notebook. The one that I asked you to have with the pen. Oh yeah, write that creation down. If you already have creation set up, then I would like for you to write down something else that you can create within your creation. Oh, what we got? Let's get into it. What is this? Oh, here she comes. We got the blonde hair, red lipstick doctor. All right, so this doctor, she got blonde hair and red lipstick. All right, it got blonde hair and red lipstick and drives a black van, baby. All right. Come on. Come on. She might be a Libra. I don't know. Because it's Libra season. That's why I'm saying that. It's Libra season. Libra ran by Venus, right? The plane of Venus. Supposed to be of love, justice. Okay, here. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, so we got this one coming on out first. We got the Two of Cups in the reverse. All right, the Two of Cups in the reverse is coming on out. Imbalance. So it came out after this blonde hair, red lipstick doctor. Imbalance, disharmony in relationships, one-sided feelings could be connected to them coordinates. All right, they could be on death row, especially in the mind. Okay, miscommunication, separation. They have one-sided feelings. Okay, they only care about themselves, and they don't even do that properly. That's what I'm feeling like. Come on now, come through. Practice law of prayer, right? Practice the law of prayer, right? 12. This is two-sided. This is two-sided. So we got the Golden Gate Bridge, as above, so below. Saint Basil's Cathedral, as above, so below. So let's get into Golden Gate Bridge. It's a suspension bridge. Thick fog, the longest bridge, 1937, San Francisco through Marin County. Okay, what'll happen if that bridge collapsed? What will happen if that bridge collapsed? We got St. Basil's Cathedral, the symbol of Russia, Tatarstan, Moscow's Red Square, 1558 Fun Fair, as above, so below. All right, let's get into it. We got one more that we're going to pull. This is going to be our 13th portal for the community helpers, entities, and legal laws. Let's just get to the bottom of things. What you got? We got death. All right, we got death here. Death is here. Death is here. I told you, somebody on death row, especially in the mind. Let's go ahead and look up what death row means metaphysically and spiritually. Okay, let's take the time to do that. But we got death here, transformation, endings, and death is a great thing. It's a time for rebirth, natural end of cycles, okay, change. Transformation leads to new beginnings, letting go of the past. Let's go to death row. What is death row? Death row, spiritual meaning. All right, so if we put here that an entity is waiting to be executed because they're on death row. The spiritual meaning of death row often involves themes of dehumanization, transformation, and the struggle for humanity. Many spiritual advisors and chaplains work with the death row inmates, emphasizing the importance of faith and humanity in their spiritual journeys, okay? Watch out for them chaplains. Watch out for them. The experience of death row can lead to profound reflections on the nature of humanity and the potential for redemption, as seen in the narratives of inmates who seek to reconnect with their humanity. All right. Discussions around religious rights and the impact of spiritual care on inmates highlight the complexities of spiritual expression in a context of extreme suffering. Okay, so we got death here that came out as that final portal. Okay, so remember, the first portal that we opened up was bringing light to these coordinates right here, right? I don't know how to put this in the computer here. Let's see. I'll be writing down these coordinates. 31.92 degrees north, 104.87 degrees west. Let's see. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Give me a second, y'all. Let me pause y'all real quick. I don't want to waste.
Latitude.to. Enter an address or place name and get its GPS coordinates in several formats. Enter latitude and longitude coordinates to find its location in the map.
Okay. Oops. Okay. So, this was, it says Guadalupe Mountains Wilderness. Guadalupe Peak. Is this like around the Gulf of Mexico? Yeah, so I'm looking at, what is this? Let's see what it is. United States, Texas. Culberson County. Okay, as above, so below. So now that we know the coordinates, you got Texas, United States, Texas, Culberson County, 226,134 victims. I believe this has something to do with deep underground military bunker systems or national parks, okay? But with this situation, you're waiting on death row, okay? You're waiting to be executed because of these situations, because of these coordinates, because of these victims. Okay, you have a Queen of Swords in the energy that is telling it like it is, has sharp wit and don't beat around the bush. Okay, the rat comes first in the cycle. It was their choice, now it's our judgment. That blonde hair, red lipstick doctor with the black van is very imbalanced within their relationship. And the whole, maybe this whole Texas situation, maybe this red lipstick doctor is in Texas, have visited Texas with that black van claiming to be a doctor. All right, they have promoted human trafficking in their commercials. Okay, wow, I told you. What did I say? When you see them new truck commercials, they want you to buy them trucks, they want you to buy them cars, and they be riding through the mountains. Well, they're showing you exactly where their underground paradises are. Okay? Everything is being shown right in front of us for entertainment purposes only. But overall, everybody should be practicing the law of prayer. ASAP, Rocky, Ferg, any of them. But you better do it quickly. Okay, so now let's get into some family members, all right? Let's pull some family members on out of here. Okay, we got your stepfather that came on out first. We got your somebody's stepfather came out. Okay, somebody's stepfather might have some information on this whole Culberson County situation. Somebody's stepfather could just be visiting Texas right now. Let's see. Well, that fell. What's that? Immediate family. Immediate family could be in Texas, could know about a situation that's happening within Texas. Okay, so, see, the thing about it is I'm looking at victims here. Okay, we had death row in there, we had death. Okay, so this is a heavy energy. These are heavy energies that I'm feeling coming in and out. I only felt a few strong energies that are like, they're strong, right? But they're like, we're not protecting this situation, right? All has to come to light, all must be revealed. So there's an immediate family that is symbolizing deep relationship rooted in love, communication, support. They're trustworthy, they're warriors, they're a soul family, soul group. They have love life, they have love, life, and happiness, and they embrace change, okay? Okay. Could this immediate family be trying to warn you of a stepfather energy? Could the stepfather have some affiliation with this Culberson County? With those coordinates, your husband balances you out. Kudos. Somebody got a beautiful husband out there who is rocking and rolling with them. Their backbone. Lucky you. Great job, husband and wife. Stick together. You got a divine uncle that's in this energy. Okay, a divine uncle here. That is your need. He is your need for respect and protection from a father figure. So maybe you don't have a father figure in your life. All right, it refers to your fear of not being able to master your life. You always seek advice, okay? A dad or mom, brother, deep, rich spiritual significance and ancestral wisdom. So that's our 4 family members that we're going to pull out today. We had a stepfather energy. We had your immediate family that came on out. You got a husband that's rocking and rolling with his wife, and you got a divine husband, a divine uncle out here. That's reminding you that you don't always have to seek advice. The answer is within you. You are the master of your own life. But he's there for you as a father figure. Just get these ABCs and 1, 2, 3s on out in the energy. Let's see what's going on with the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s, beloveds. Then we'll move on to zodiacs, star systems, solar systems, and planes, planets. Breaking free from them nets. Okay? Let's get to the bottom of it. We got a number 7 that came out in the energy. The number 7 is representing the letters G, P, and Y. Spiritual awakening, divine protection, good fortune, July. Okay, you got God, you got prophet, you got yearn. All right, it's also associated with Mars, philosophy, and fork. Like F-O-R-K, like a fork in the road. Okay, we got these synchronizations coming on up. Synchronizations of 222 or 2222. Trust the process. All right. Practice patience. Maintain peace and harmony. Partnership, duality, and balance. It's so important to rest your body, right? To know when it's your time to just take a break, to just not do nothing, to be still. Okay. Okay. What we got here? What's that say? Nothing? Ain't got nothing there? Oh, it says study all of your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s, right? 1 through 9, especially 1 through 9, study them, right? Each letter has a meaning. Each number has a meaning. Study them. And let me get one more for the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s. Thank you. All right, we got synchronization 666 or 6666 that came on out. Okay, and that is symbolizing find balance between the material and the spiritual needs. Okay, prioritize your self-care. Flow with the harmony. Remember, Ma'at is behind you 100%. Backing you up, balancing you out. All right, now we're going to move on to the star systems, zodiacs, planes, solar systems. No, I did not add the constellations as of yet. I gotta get to it. The rat always comes first in the cycle. Y'all better tell that information. If we keep holding it in, that will build into a disease, a sickness, holding in someone else's truth or even someone else's lie. Let's get to the bottom of it. What y'all see? Y'all see nothing? All right, I love it. Study all the planes in the star systems. It's very imperative that we tap into, on whatever level you're on, it's very imperative that you tap into learning these planes and star systems, as they are all within you, right? The star, in the Northern Virginia area, DMV area, overnight, how beautiful were the stars. I mean, the sky was so clear. I've never seen it this clear here in Northern Virginia in a long time. We rise. All right, so we got planets, star systems. Let's get into it. That was the first one. What the baby powder? Jupiter. All right, I got Jupiter has fallen. Jupiter fell, okay? Jupiter fell. Let me see. Jupiter runs Sagittarius. Jupiter fell. Why though? What's going on, Jupiter fell. Jupiter is all about hope and growth. All right, so Jupiter is all about hope and growth. Somebody's falling out of hope, right? And you're not able to grow. Don't do that. Always believe in yourself. What is hope, right? Demand. We ain't hoping for anything. We're demanding, right? And that's how you do it to grow. Jupiter. What else is Jupiter? Give me a second. Sagittarius. Zeus. Archer. God of sky and thunder. Has fallen. Y'all see how that went? Confirmation. Zeus, your ass done fell. Let's get into it. Okay, hold up. We got the full moon. All right. Focus on the full moon. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna leave it exactly how it is. A lot of them done went upside down, inside out. I'm gonna tell you how that is all about. Hey, so we got full moon that came right after Jupiter fell. All right, they was working with others. Jupiter, you was working with others during the full moon, affecting people's hope and growth, maybe, right? I don't know, but you fell. Hey, Zeus, you fell. All right, then we got fire signs out here. We got fire signs that came out. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What the baby powder? You could be temperamental, stable, adventurous, self-aware, creative, loyal. Focus on that loyalty, Sag. Focus on that loyalty. Leo, Aries. Focus on that loyalty. Right? Sag, what you represent in the body? You represent the hips and the thighs. Okay? Leo, what you represent? Heart and the spine. Okay? Aries, you are the head and the face. So we got Mars out here. The sun. Okay? Jupiter already came because it fell. Full moon, working with others. Focus on your creative transformation. All right? Focus on being self-aware. Stop focusing on everybody and anything else. Focus on you and your immense energy. You're adventurous, okay? Temperamental. Again, you have all of these signs within your body. Oh, wait, that was 4. That was 4. That was 4. All right. Let's see what the music's gonna talk about. We at 33:30, 33:33 now. Let's see what the music is gonna talk about. We're gonna pull out the first 4 signs. If you haven't peeped it, I've been doing 4, 4, 4. I did 13 of them community helpers, so something has to balance out to the 9. Okay, so it'll be the music. The music. We'll do 9 of the music. We got cranes in the sky. Alright? Cranes in the sky and no games. Alright, Cranes in the Sky by Solange. And No Games. We ain't playing no games by Chris Brown. I'm gonna run and give you my last name. Cranes in the Sky. Don't forget about those coordinates that we first brought up. Those Texas coordinates, okay? Cranes in the sky. What is the symbology of cranes in the sky? Comment below if you already know what that means. Cranes in the sky symbology. Cranes and the sky. It explores themes of emotional pain, coping mechanisms, and the struggle for inner peace, reflecting her personal journey through a difficult period in her life. Okay, so cranes in the sky could be reflecting someone's emotional pain right now, and they're using coping mechanisms in order to find inner peace. I'm not gonna say you can't do that. It's not a great idea to do that. It's best to balance yourself out within yourself. Okay, and no games. It's no games about that. Okay, it starts within the solitude, the inner quietness. Okay, you have to cut everybody off. Remember, you hold the remote control to your game. You're controlling your game, right? If you run out of lives, and I figured that out yesterday when I rested the way I did, or I chose to be still, it was because I had to regenerate. When you run out of lives, what? Is the game over? No, you just got to regenerate more lives, right? So if you fear death, you will die. If you fear death, you will die. The music is saying, if you fear death, you will die. Don't be foolish out here. Okay? Don't be foolish out here. Talking about some bottoms up. What does that bottoms up mean? Y'all know how they say they a little out here. Oh, I'ma sing. You know how they... So don't be foolish out here. If you fear death, you will die. Don't be foolish. Talking about some bottoms up. But here we are talking about, isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little too ironic. Well, yeah, I really do think. It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride, and you've already paid. It's the good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? What'd she say? Mr. Play It Safe was afraid to fly. He packed his suitcase and kissed his kids goodbye. He waited his whole damn life to take that flight. And as the plane crashed down, he thought, well, isn't this nice? Hey, and then on the back was like, you ought to know. We over here talking about, well, isn't it ironic? And you ought to know. I love me some Alanis Morissette. Yes, ma'am. My bad, y'all. Okay, so that was our music, right? The music is telling us that somebody is emotionally in pain, right? Possibly because of what they're going through, right? There could be a change in a lot of entities' lives where they're finding out a lot of truths about people or themselves, right? Which is causing emotional pains and having them think that they have to cope with coping mechanisms like maybe drugs or drinking too much or who knows, having sex too much, okay? Stealing, okay? And it is a struggle for inner peace going on with a lot of energies that I'm feeling, okay? Which is the cranes in the sky, right? Ain't no games out here. If you fear death, you will die. All right, so stop being foolish. Stop being foolish talking about the bottoms up. What? And isn't it ironic that the supreme beings over here have been saying it the whole time and they're still learning theirs as well? And telling you ought to know. You ought to know better. You ought to know better. But hey, as we know, we grow. And as we grow, we sure do know. What won't help us grow? All right, so let's get these universal laws on out here, beloveds. We're at 39:46 on the timer, 9:42 on that clock. Gotta pause this in a little bit, real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so before we even get into the universal laws, right before the universal laws, right after the universal laws, we're going to be jumping into the yes, no, maybe questions, okay? So yes, no, maybe questions are 3 questions that you're going to ask yourselves. If you can out loud, keep it short, keep it simple, but make sure it's, how can I say it? Make sure it's what you want to ask, right? Don't be asking a question out of someone else's head. Make sure it's set on what's going on in your world, or if it has something pertaining to the read here, you can ask a question pertaining to the read. Just know that whatever answer you get, it's not your permanent answer. You are the master of your life. These are just guides, right? These are guides for present, for past, and for future portals that we are opening up, right? These are assistants to help you on your final answer. All right, so give me a second. Let me get to it. So go ahead and write down your 3 questions. If you have time, write down your 3 questions. Thank you all so much for joining this video. If you're still here at 41 minutes and 12 seconds, you are thebomb.com. Time is fluid. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Right? Give me a second. Let me pause this. Write down your 3 questions. I'll be right back, beloveds. I love y'all. Right? I just love life. I know it was a time where before I had this whole awakening experience, and no, it never stops. You're going to continuously be awakening. Once you reach one part and you think you're done, you just going to keep on ascending with your beautiful self. With that being said, in the beginning of my awakening last year was very tough. I was attacked left and right by witches and warlocks, correct? Gang stalkers, I mean, you name it, they was on my ass, correct? Correct. Okay, so now where I'm at in this state of mind is, back then I wouldn't say I love you anymore, right? I wouldn't say love sent. I wouldn't say I love you, because I noticed that my love and my affection that I was giving out was being abused, right? Misused, because I genuinely, authentically care and love all life forms. I just didn't know how to redirect that love back into myself, right? I mean, I was getting drained out this like a prune. They was draining us, draining me. I say us because it's a lot going on up here, and I love them all. I love them all. Okay, so let's get into the universal laws really, really quick. Please and thank you. Let's get into this. I'm just so thankful for life. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm just thankful for the journey and being able to see what I can see so far, and knowing that even if I can't see it, when it comes, I'm able to handle it on the best level that I'm on, right? I ain't competing or comparing with not a soul out here. And they shouldn't be competing or comparing with I. That's dangerous. Let's get to the bottom of the universal laws. I have not disobeyed the universal laws. Have you? Have you? And be honest. We all do. What you think they got them legal laws out there for? Job jokers. All right, let's get into it. Craziness out here in this realm. We cleansing it on up though, ain't we, babies? We got B positive. We got some bloodlines coming out, babies. We got the B positive bloodline. You're visionaries. You have boundless creativity, the ability to manifest your dreams. You're natural born magicians. You're into a lot of magic here. Stick with me. Fire magic, chaos magic, sigil magic. Okay, you're into spell crafting, and you're fast moving. We got O positive bloodline out here. You're the protectors. All right, you're the protectors out here. All right, you have strong grounding energy, unshakable force. You're natural protectors. You use defensive magic. You empower. You are the aura of safety. You affect energy around you, and you are the guardian. Okay. Awesome. We are cutting cords out this BIE. What up, Scrappy? We are cutting these cords out here. We ain't playing around out here. Cutting cords is the metaphysical practice rooted in spiritual realm. Energetic attachments or bonds formed with people, places, or past experiences that no longer serve our highest goods. Cutting their ass off. Okay? It's a wrap. Done. You're welcome. We got spiritual poverties. Ours. Ooh, damn. I am not laughing. But I'm trying to tell you, because we cut them cords, you got folk out here in spiritual poverty. You understand? As they should. Because they were feeding off of your energy. As they should not have been doing. Okay. So, spiritual poverty is one's own insufficiency and need for God. Right? It can be a pathway to spiritual riches. Right? But you have to take this route of being in a poverty state because you've stolen riches, you've stolen power, you've stolen energy, if that makes sense, right? So now you are in poverty, humility, depending on God's grace. Ooh, you're in a need for salvation. Read Matthew 5:3. Yeah, I want to read something. Read that. Read Matthew 5:3. All right. There's a broken mirror energy here. Because you cut those cords, right? Because you cut the cords, there's a broken mirror energy here, okay? It's a time for spiritual transformation and a need for healing. That is a fractured self or soul, okay? It is a disruption in one's spiritual energy. They need to let go of the past and embrace the change. They got 7 years of bad luck. Law of cycles. They're not practicing the law of cycles. Well, what laws of cycles are they practicing? Because you done cut these cords, right? So they had these cycles where they were energetically attached to you, draining you. You didn't even realize who you were or are. We cutting that off now. I have not terrorized anyone. For what? Just imagine, like, hold on. That's hurtful to read. I have not terrorized anyone. What? Every targeted individual out here has been terrorized. Every supreme being out here has been terrorized. So if you were out here terrorizing, we cut them cords. Now you're sitting in a broken mirror in spiritual poverty. Come through with it. Come through with it. This could be just dealing with the B positive bloodlines, O positive bloodlines, take it how it resonates. Okay? It could be dealing with these victims in here that are speaking out right now. Okay? The cords are cut. You're no longer to harvest off of their energy. See, what people don't understand is just because an entity is no longer here in the physical does not mean their energy is not still here. Right? So folk can still feed off of energy. Or they were able to do that. They can't do that no more. That's why they conjured up all these spirits and entities and demons and archons and all this. They conjured up all this energy and formed it into chaos, war. They formed it into whatever. They took away from the natural energy form and created their own gods and goddesses, deities and deitists. Okay? You have to become a universal sacrifice in order to get out of this. Okay? You have to be compassionate. You have to have compassion, right? It creates a sense of belonging and interconnectedness through shared struggles and experiences. You put others before yourself. That's selfless service. Come on, stick with me. You fulfill missions and the universe's will here on earth and beyond. Do you not understand, or overstand how we are all connected and fighting this battle? So as we are here in this physical form, right? What y'all be doing in the steps? All right, as we are here in this physical form, You have to understand that you leave this body. Every time you sleep, you die. Correct? And if you don't believe that, then I'm not speaking to you. You need to go on someone else's transmission. Right? Because this is reality here. You die every time you go to sleep. And you are regenerated into a new avatar. Your new version of yourself. You're given a new chance, right? To let go of the past, focus on the present so that you can build your future. Well, now our future selves, which is already outside of this avatar, is guiding us. Okay? Is guiding us. So all of these cosmic beings across the universe, they know who you are, especially on this plane of Earth. Right? The experimental plane. All beings can see us. As above, so below. All of them can see us and how we are operating. Right? It's a certain light or aura that you will have upon your star, your galaxy, your constellation, that will shine so bright. If you are able to use your voice in your throat, they can hear you. Right? You have to become a universal sacrifice. And you have to want to do it. It's not just I can't stand that when people be like, oh, I'm going to do this so I can get my blessing. What the hell? You supposed to do it just because it's supposed to be done. Pew. Anyway, portal number 10. I have not used evil thoughts, words, or deeds. Why? That's causing diseases, right? That's spell work. Where you at? Be positive. Visionary, the bloodline, that's spell crafting. Y'all better let them know, be positive, what that is. Right? That's spell work. When you use evil thoughts, words, or deeds and you lie on the folk, well, that then internalizes on your bloodline. And then you got some of y'all folk that's out here that's witches and warlocks that know how to what? Transfer that energy and put it on you and put it on you and your children. It could be your own mama and your own daddy. But they so scared to die that they put it on you. Come on now. Don't play around. You got to trust the universe. You got to trust the universe, baby. Be that universal sacrifice. Let go of control. Surrender. What's so hard about that? I know, because I am there. I was there. I'm going to keep going there. It's easier said than done with this big old smile on. It's easier said than done. You have to embrace the natural flow of life. All right? There's a greater plan at play. For you that still want to be in this meat suit here, it's a greater plan that's at play here. So you have to have faith and know you won't understand, or overstand until you let go of control and embrace the natural flow of life. I just heard my cat jump off the fish tank. That just said, kadoom. All right, so we're talking about the land here. All right? We're talking about the land here now. The land is symbolic for a deep connection with one's ancestry and heritage. It represents inheritance, nurturing force, a source of life, renewal. It's beyond the physical, okay? It's a sign of abundance, balance and harmony, and motherhood, okay? What'd I say? This is portal number 13. Somebody going to jail, goddammit. Somebody taking that tail to jail. You going to jail. Why though? Because you're feeling trapped. You have self-doubt, okay? You have disobeyed the universal laws, okay? You have terrorized someone. You have used evil thoughts, words, or deeds. You were not the universal sacrifice. You didn't trust the universe, right? You used the land. You drained the land of its resources. You going to jail. Broken mirror, 7 years of bad luck. It could be a B positive or O positive out here that could be involved in this, or they're trying to protect you, but they can't. No one is allowed to protect anyone anymore in this physical form. You're only allowed to protect yourself. Hello. Because you should be strong enough to protect yourself and others. Hello. So you're going to legal jail. It symbolizes the consequence of actions not aligned with your moral and ethical purposes and principles. All right. Confinement, restriction in your life. You need it. Sit your ass down and be quiet. And deal with self. Love you. Deal with yourself. You are not allowed to put that on anyone else. No, it's your energy. You do it. You cleanse it. Job jokers want to put their energy off on you, so you got to cleanse it thinking that is yours, and it ain't even yours. They ain't your thoughts. Stop it when they come. And even if they are your thoughts, and you know it's something that's not resonating with what you got going on, it's not gonna help your growth. Man, Control delete that shit ASAP, Rocky Ferg. Got my good old tea here. Cloves, cinnamon stick. I put too many lemons in here. That's all right. We're gonna rock out with it. And you know I put me a little bit of sugar. Judge your mama, don't judge me. All right, and some cough drops. I put some menthol cough drops in there. All right, babies. So now we got the good old yes, no, maybes. We came to the end of the yes, no, maybe. Hey, the yes, no, maybe. Hey, the yes, no, maybe. So you go ahead and get yourselves ready for your questions. You already know before each question, we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to hold it, and then we're going to release. When you take that deep breath in, you want to make sure you expand your belly like a big old 9-month-old pregnant woman. Okay? Or a balloon for you men out there that's just like, shut up, like a balloon. All right? And then when you holding it, I want you to hold that job though. Hold that breath, right? And then when you release, I want you to release that belly, and I want that belly to touch the back of your back to the back of your back to your butthole. You got it? Touching them ribs. All right, so go ahead, deep breath in. Hold it. Release. Yeah, that feel good up on the spine, don't it? How long it's been since you all took a breath like that? Yeah, those are important, babies. Go ahead and ask that question. If you can't say it out loud, you should have already had it written down. If not, it's okay. Maybe you want to freestyle your question. All right, but go ahead and ask your question. The question for you, right? If you're out there getting tarot readings or whatever it may be, you should not be getting readings on other entities other than thyself. Right? You should not. And as a tarot reader, you should not be accepting that pictures of other people. If you see a person sitting in front of you and somebody bring you another picture of somebody, I would not do it. I would not do it. The way stuff is backfiring nowadays, were we ever supposed to be doing that? To each his own. To each his own. You got these love spells out here, death spells out here. Where are you supposed to be doing that? It was supposed to be for healing. So yeah, we got heavy judgment out here in this tarot community, in all communities, right? Go ahead and ask your question. Here's your answer. Your answer is yes. This energy is a lost soul. Okay, so you could have someone in your energy that you asked about, and you're questioning whether this person is a good or bad person. That energy is a lost soul, right? That energy needs to be in solitude. That energy needs shadow work, right? That energy needs answer. A lost soul could also be an energy that may have been tormented or something that was done wrong to them, and they want answers, right? So yes, this energy is a lost soul. Okay. All right. So the spiritual or immaterial part of a human being or animal regarded as immoral, okay? Emotional or intellectual energy or intensity, especially as revealed in a work of art or in an artistic performance, okay? 10 signs you're a lost soul. Let's click on that and let's see what they talk about. You feel disconnected from others. Lost souls feel like it's them against the world and feel very threatened by other people. They don't have much desire to connect with anyone else and put their walls up anytime someone tries to get close to them. Okay? Number 2, You fall back into bad habits repeatedly. Since lost souls feel they have no purpose here on the planet, they use their time to engage in bad habits to take their minds off of reality for a while. You might find yourselves running back to drugs, alcohol, sour foods, or other harmful substances to mask the pain of isolation and confusion you feel. But this will only put a bandage over the real problem. We got number 3. You feel you have nowhere left to turn. Number 4, you're living in the past or the future. You're not in the present right now, okay? Number 5, you don't know who you are, okay? Number 6, you feel stuck in life. Number 7, a lost soul may disconnect from their intuition. Number 8, you practice negative self-talk. I'm trying to tell you, y'all, this is why I made #LostSouls tarot cards. You engage in unhealthy habits. That's number 9. And number 10 is you don't have any goals. Okay? So yes, that energy is a lost soul. Okay? Go ahead with the second question, beloveds. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Release. Release. Go ahead and ask that second question. It was hard to read that. I'm not going to lie. If certain things that you are recovering from or you have been through, if it still doesn't touch you, or you still like, man, if you don't realize you still got some work that you need done, then yeah, you a lost soul for real, okay? Nobody's perfect, but at the same time, you gotta try. You gotta try out here, beloved. Them negative thoughts, 9 times out of 10, they not even your thoughts. All right, second question. I had to answer. All right, the answer is the illusions has control. Damn. Whatever's going on with that second question, the illusions have taken control. So somebody's not operating in truth. Somebody's not seeing truth. They have let the illusions take control. All right, question number 3. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Release. Ask your question, beloveds. Ask your question. Okay, here comes your answer. Ain't nothing there. Okay, so that was yes. This energy is trying to harm you for your third question. And then right after that was no, stop, don't. Okay? So yes, this energy is trying to harm you. And then no, stop, don't. So whatever's going on with that situation, that's your answers, beloved. Alright, so we have made it to the end of our transmission. Let's go ahead and get ready to ring this bell to release these energies and spirits back into their avatars or wherever they are energetically coming from, right? So they can continue on with their journey. Sometimes when they're in our avatars or they come through us for so long, they enjoy this energy, right? They love this energy. They want to cling to it. They want to stay. Fuck no, they got to go. All right, let's get into it. Thank you to all energies, life force that came through with their truth. You must leave. You must go. You are not welcome to stay. You are not allowed to manipulate or steal the energy of the collective anymore, right? We thank you for your truth, but you must go. Thank you. We rebuke all spells, rituals, and castings that are not of the highest frequencies of source love consciousness that may have been projected our way on all timelines, planes, and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly. Anything and everything that we are connected to, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and ethereally, they are all protected. All is transmuted into whatever was sent to us, and then it's sent back to its source because we are sovereign and free. Any agreements and contracts that we may have agreed to while we were being on lower paradigms of existence of consciousness, they are all cut and they are all ended on all timelines, planes, and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly. We are sovereign. We are sovereign. We are sovereign. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. Say that in any of your prayers in increments of 3, 6, or 9 in order to make your manifestation, your vision, or your dream come alive. I want you to have much peace, much light, much love, but especially much darkness.